Hello, good afternoon. The NHS is saying people should not be put off seeking the care they need as resident doctors across the region begin 6 days of strike action. It's the 15th walkout since the long-running dispute over pay and job opportunities started in March 2023. Well, last week, the government withdrew an offer of creating 1,000 more doctor training posts in England due to operational and financial reasons. Emma Thomas has been at the picket line at Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Birmingham this morning.
BMA members on the picket line in Birmingham.
What do we want? How are we going to get it?
The union calculates that inflation has eroded doctors' earnings, creating a 20% pay cut. Resident doctors want a restorative pay rise, and a walkout is their reluctant route to it.
None of us want to be out on strike action. This is unfortunately the 15th time that we've been out on strike action, which is ridiculous. We all want to be in work. So what we're hoping for is that the government sort of reconsider their offer.
Last month, negotiations broke down when the BMA refused to put the government's most recent offer to a vote of members, saying it lacked sufficient training posts or ultimately fair pay. The Health Secretary, Wes Streeting, has described the strike as unnecessary and damaging. He claims the government negotiated with the BMA in good faith and that the offer made to resident doctors is, in his words, the winner of any public sector pay rise.
I think the BMA should bear in mind the impact of their actions on patients and on the NHS. The £300 million the BMA is costing the NHS this week is £300 million that could have gone into resident doctors' training places and improvements in services for patients.
Wes Streeting has mischaracterised this offer. I think saying it's the best in the public sector just says that the pay offers for the rest of the public sector are particularly poor as well.
When Peter qualified as a doctor 6 years ago, he earned £11.09 an hour, which would now be below minimum wage.
I'd have thought at some point this dispute would, have come to an end, and the government would think, right, well, rather than all this constant disruption, let's do something to actually get a deal that can last, keep doctors back in work.
One hospital inpatient offered his support for the strike.
We pay people who care less money because we bank on the fact that they care and will feel obliged. And every time these guys strike, the government suggests these people are putting patients and the population at risk. And I'd argue it's the government that puts people at risk.
The NHS insists safe care levels are being maintained. Patients are advised to attend appointments and emergency services as normal. These doctors won't return to the wards until next week, unless there's progress in the deadlock of the dispute. Emma Thomas, BBC Midlands Today, Birmingham.